All right, let's see how we can solve this problem using the builder pattern. So the intent of the builder pattern is to separate the construction of an object from its representation. In this context, construction is about the exporting logic, the logic for constructing a presentation. Representation, on the other hand, is the target format. So in this context, we want to use the builder pattern to separate the exporting logic from the presentation format, because the same exporting logic applies to different presentation formats, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to define an interface called presentation builder with a method called add slide. Now we can provide various concrete implementations of this interface. For example, we can have PDF document builder, which knows how to create a PDF document, and movie builder, which knows how to build a movie. In both these classes, we're going to override the add slide method that is defined in the presentation builder interface. But our implementations are different. For example, in PDF document builder, we're going to call PDF document.addPage, whereas in movie builder, we're going to call movie.addFrame. Okay? Now that we have these presentation builders, we're going to have the presentation class talk to the presentation builder interface. So our presentation class is not going to be coupled to concrete implementations like PDF document builder or movie builder. It's going to talk to the presentation builder interface. In the export method, we're going to implement our exporting logic. So we're going to iterate over our slides, and then using the current builder, we're going to add a bunch of slides to the target presentation. Okay? Now in this solution, the logic that we have in the export method is the construction logic. That is the logic for constructing a presentation. Whereas the logic that we have in our builders is the representation logic. How we're representing a presentation. Is it a PDF document, a movie, a bunch of images, and so on. Now there is one more thing that we need to add here. Eventually, once we build a PDF document, we need to be able to access it. So in PDF document builder class, we need to add a method called getPDFDocument. And similarly, in movie builder, we should add another method called getMovie. And this is what we call the builder pattern. So once again, I want to emphasize the purpose of this pattern is to separate the construction of an object from its representation. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't know about the real intent of this pattern, and that's why I said this is another misunderstood pattern. We'll talk about that later in this section. And here's the classic structure of this pattern. We have the director class, which is like our presentation, and here we have a method called construct, which is like the export method. So this is where we have the logic for constructing an object. On the other hand, we have the builder interface with a method called buildPart. Of course, we could have other parts here if we are dealing with composite objects, but what matters here is that we have this interface for building objects. And then we have concrete implementations of this interface for various representations of that object. This concrete builder is like our PDF document builder, okay? So this is the builder pattern. Next, we're going to implement this in code.